Last night, you stood in the bathroom, you looked in the mirror, and you asked yourself, is Ozempic going to be the thing that finally fixes me? Not my weight, me. Because you've already done Weight Watchers, you've tracked your calories, you've tried keto, you've skipped breakfast, you counted points, you bought the supplements, you tried to be good. And after years of doing what everybody else has told you, you just started asking yourself the question, is my body broken? Does my body just suck? I completely understand why you're considering going on a GLP-1. I completely get it, because after trying everything, how could you not ask yourself that question? But before you take that injection, there's something that you deserve to understand. Ozempic is helping a lot of people right now, but we're asking it to do something it was never designed to do. We are treating GLP-1s like they're a weight loss solution. In reality, GLP-1s are an appetite suppression tool. And those are two completely different things. And when you don't understand the difference, you think the number on the scale is telling you the whole story, but it doesn't. Here is what Ozempic was actually designed to do, all GLP-1s, not just Ozempic. Let's start with science. GLP-1s mimic your body's natural hormones, specifically the GLP-1 peptide. GLP-1 has one primary job: delay stomach emptying. So food stays in your stomach longer, you stay fuller longer, you don't think about food as much, you naturally eat fewer calories, so you're eating less, and that leads you to lose weight. And that's exactly what the medication was designed to do. And for many people, it works. But the question that no one is really asking is, what kind of weight loss are we creating? Because weight loss and metabolic health are two completely different stories. Why do some people feel amazing? Let's be fair. Some people absolutely love these medications because it helps you improve blood sugar. If you're not eating as much and you're not craving sweets or salts or anything, you're gonna lower your blood sugar. They finally stop thinking about food every 5 minutes. That food noise actually turns off. They lose weight, so they're sleeping better. Their inflammation improves because they're not eating a bunch of crap. And for someone who's spent years feeling trapped in their body, that can really be super life-changing. Those stories are very, very real. They're very real. I'm not taking that away from anyone, but they're really only a part of the conversation. Because the question isn't, did you lose weight? The question is, what happened to your body while you were losing weight? So let's talk about the difference between weight loss with GLP-1s and weight loss via a healthy metabolism. The number one thing we keep talking about, or we keep hearing, is why do GLP-1s cause muscle loss? When you lose weight by dramatically reducing what you're eating, your body doesn't just break down fat, it also breaks down lean tissue. Clinical trials have consistently shown that depending on your age and certain other factors, people who lose weight on GLP-1s lose anywhere from 25 to 40% muscle. That is consistently proven in clinical studies. And that's a really, really big issue. I can't speak for every diet, but I can tell you about my program, The Great Reset. The average person on my program loses 5 to 15% muscle. That's actually a normal rate, because as you lose fat, your body's naturally gonna say, oh, we don't need this lean tissue anymore because we don't have all this weight to hold up. If you think that losing 5 pounds is not a big deal, let me just show you something. This right here, this is 5 pounds of fat. Look at how big this is next to my head. This is 5 pounds of fat. So imagine not having to carry this around anymore. If your body created extra muscle to hold this fat up, it's gonna be like, I don't need that anymore, and it's gonna eat it, okay? So with all weight loss, you do have some muscle loss. Clinical trials have shown us that GLP-1 weight loss, the muscle loss is way too high. And that's actually because instead of losing weight in a healthy way, you're actually starving your body. And when you starve, you lose muscle because your body needs the protein. Why does this matter? Well, muscle is not just there to make you look toned and fit. It is the engine in your metabolic function. Muscle burns calories. Muscle controls your blood sugar. Muscle protects your bone. It literally determines how many calories you burn every single day when you're sitting and doing nothing. So while your scale might be celebrating because your weight is going down, your metabolism is actually getting weaker because you're losing muscle. Here's the thing. Healthy weight loss should protect your muscle, not compromise it. And I'm gonna do some math with you real quick. The average female today in America is 170 pounds. About 52 pounds of that 170 pounds is muscle. If you lose 40% of the muscle you have, that equals about 20 pounds of muscle that you've lost. Why is that a big deal? Because every pound of muscle that you have burns about 6 calories a day, again, from you doing absolutely nothing. So if you got up today, literally brushed your teeth and sat on the couch for the whole day and you had like a Netflix and chill kind of day, you'd still be burning a ton of calories doing nothing. So when you lose this 20 pounds of muscle and we multiply that by 6, that's 120, I'm not sure if you can see this in the video, but that's 120 calories a day that you're not burning. So we just lost 120 calories a day of calorie burning power. Why is that a big deal? So let's say you get to your goal weight, everything is great, you feel fantastic, but you've lost 20 pounds of muscle and now you're coming off the GLP-1, you don't have any more weight to lose, you don't have any blood sugar issues, your insurance can no longer justify paying for it. You're down 20 pounds of muscle. You've lost 120 calories worth of burn. Why is that a big deal? 1 pound is equal to about 3,500 calories, okay? If you're not burning 120 calories per day, that means, and you're eating like your standard diet. So if you're 170 pounds, your standard diet is about 1,700 to 1,800 calories a day. So let's say that's what you're eating, about 1,700 calories a day. You're not burning 120 of these calories because you don't have the power to burn them anymore. Does that make sense? So every single day, you're gonna store 120 calories, okay? A pound is 3,500 calories. So that means roughly about every 30 days, you're gonna gain a pound. In a year, that's 12 pounds. In 2 years, that's 24 pounds. See where I'm going with this? And all because you lost 20 pounds of muscle on your GLP-1. That's a really, really, really big deal. And again, that's just from you sitting and doing nothing. What about if you have a day where you eat too much? We all have those days, right? We go to a dinner party, we go out, we go on vacation, we're drinking, we're having desserts we don't normally have. What if you have a week like that, where you go on a cruise and you're hitting the buffet every day because that's what everybody does on cruises? What if you have a week like that? How many pounds are you gonna store that week? Healthy weight loss doesn't do that to you. This is one of my issues with GLP-1 weight loss. My second issue is, why are so many people developing gallbladder problems? Have you ever wondered what's going on? Why are so many people losing their gallbladders? Well, here's why. Your gallbladder stores bile. Every time you eat, especially when you eat fatty things, your gallbladder literally contracts and sends that bile into your gut to help you break down fat and get it out of your system. GLP-1s slow down GB emptying. Why is it slowing down your gallbladder function? Because overall, your gut is emptying slower. So now your gallbladder has to empty slower in order to match the function of your gut. The problem is your gallbladder is not emptying as often as it should. When bile sits, cholesterol becomes more concentrated, and then that concentrated cholesterol turns into sludge, and then eventually that sludge turns into stones. When you combine that with rapid weight loss, you've created this perfect environment for a gallbladder problem. Now, this doesn't happen to everybody, but if you've already had gallbladder problems, if you've been told there's sludge in your gallbladder, or you have random pain right here underneath your rib cage, that doesn't alleviate by you pressing it, or you press it and it gets worse, that's your gallbladder. So if you already have gallbladder issues and you put a GLP-1 into that situation, you're kind of asking for trouble. And this leads us to our next question. Why do some people get nausea, constipation, diarrhea, vomiting on GLP-1s? This one makes perfect biological sense. The medication is working to slow down your digestion. It helps you stay fuller. It's not surprising that people experience nausea and bloating and constipation and vomiting and all of those things, even things like gastroparesis. And that's not the full list. If food is sitting in your stomach for a long period of time, your body is going to continue to pump acid into your stomach to try to help you break down the food and move it. That leads to heartburn. Again, these side effects are not random. They're a direct consequence of slowing down your digestive function. If you're a person who struggled with like IBS or chronic constipation or gallstones, anything that you would consider significant digestive issues for multiple years, it may be worth asking if slowing down your digestive function is a good idea, because it's probably not. There's another huge component, your thyroid. You've probably heard that people say Ozempic causes thyroid cancer. That's not actually what research has shown. What we do know is that animal studies have shown that C-cell tumors appear in mice that are given the medication. In humans, the risk is not actually clearly demonstrated. Because of the studies that were done in mice, there is a black box warning right on the packages that says this may cause thyroid cancer. I'm a little jaded because the people that I help are the people who have tried everything, including GLP-1s, and still have problems. So I get all the horror stories, right? I get all the people who had the super bad side effects. So I've seen many people who developed thyroid issues after using GLP-1s. I'm not saying that it's gonna happen to everybody, but there's a reason that there's a black box warning on the box. It's because the risk is there. Here's my advice to every person who's considering GLPs. If you or anyone in your family has a history of thyroid diseases, medullary thyroid cancer, MEN2, multiple endocrine neoplasia type 2. If you have a history of that in your family, it literally says it on the box that this medication is not recommended for you. This is not internet drama. This is not rage bait. This is literally in the prescribing information. And it's not about fear. It's about what is this weight loss doing to my body. I understand why it's so appealing, because when you feel like you've done everything right, what is there left to lose? And that sucks. That's such a hard place to be in. Let me show you something a little different. Everything I just told you is about losing weight. I can't speak for anyone else. I can just speak for what I see every single day. The average woman who goes through my program, The Great Reset, and this is not a sales pitch, this is talking about healthy metabolic function. The average woman who goes through The Great Reset loses 32 pounds in 4 months. That's not BS either. I have the receipts. But honestly, that's not even the most interesting part. It's great. It makes me feel good. It's exciting. But the things that happen that are not on the scale are the most important part to me. It's the stuff that the scale cannot measure. And that's things like women sleeping through the night for the first time in years, waking up with energy, having a digestive system that is fully functional. Like, I've had women who have been constipated their whole entire lives. They literally start the program saying, I don't expect this to change. And then by the time we end, they're going to the bathroom every day like clockwork function. It is nuts. You know, these women, they start wanting to move because they have the energy and they have the power to do it. They go to the soccer games with their kids. They get on the floor with their grandchildren because they have the energy and the movement. They lower their inflammation. Their blood pressure improves. Their fatty liver, I technically can't tell you that it disappears, but it disappears, okay? And in many cases, metabolic diseases completely reverse. And when I say metabolic diseases, I'm talking about the big three, you know, the high cholesterol, diabetes, high blood pressure. It literally reverses. That's what healthy weight loss does. Your metabolism actually gets stronger while you're losing weight. Most importantly, these women keep the weight off because we didn't compromise their overall metabolic function while they were going through the process. We made them stronger. And that's the difference between fake weight loss and healthy weight loss. I don't want to say fake weight loss, and I don't want to make it seem like I'm not acknowledging the extreme progress that people have made. I am just trying to ask you the question, what happens next? Weight loss shouldn't be about becoming a smaller version of yourself. It should be about becoming a healthier version of yourself. Here's something I wish someone told me years ago. You were never supposed to spend your life chasing a smaller body. You were supposed to spend your life building a stronger one, a healthier one, a happier one. That's what we're supposed to do. You know, when we think about it, those are completely different goals. You know, if you want to be skinny, don't eat. That's literally what GLP-1s do. But are you getting healthier? I don't know. Really, GLP-1 is asking you the question, how do I eat less? That's literally what it's doing. It's saying, how do we eat less? The other one, when you go after healthy metabolic function, That's asking the question, why was my body struggling in the first place? Why was I craving all this stuff in the first place? Why couldn't I stop myself from eating? Why did I have food noise? Those are completely different journeys. And when you can answer the question, why was my body experiencing those things in the first place? Everything changes. Not just your weight, but your relationship with your body. That's the most important part. I literally met somebody 2 days ago who told me she lost 100 pounds on tirzepatide. I literally was cheering for her, but there was a reason that she was on the call with me. She lost 100 pounds, but she felt like crap. She felt super weak. She actually developed really serious depression and anxiety. She saw already that she was starting to put weight back on. So even though she lost 100 pounds, and again, that is phenomenal. If this is 5 pounds, imagine how much weight she lost, right? So that's not something to laugh at or chastise. Like, that's a huge accomplishment, but she was still on the phone with me. Why not do it right in the first place? I am not here shaming anybody on a GLP-1. I just want to make sure that you're asking yourself some questions. The most important question is what happens next. If you've spent years believing that your body was broken, I hope this video gave you something more valuable than another GLP option. You do have options. Healthy metabolic function is totally attainable. You just need a little guidance and a little love and a little support for yourself. I hope everybody stops asking the question, how do I lose weight? And starts asking the question, how do I become healthy enough that my body doesn't have to fight me anymore? Because literally, that's the question that we answer every single day in the Great Reset. I hope this video explained a little bit about the difference between healthy weight loss and GLP-1 weight loss. If you've been struggling with your weight, if you feel like you've tried everything, please reach out to me, because I promise we can probably uncover something that you've been missing all along, and it might be the key, it might be the switch that helps you make this change once and for all. For more information on healthy weight loss and lots of other topics, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll be talking about lots of different things. We're gonna do more videos on GLP-1s and all the things that come with it. And again, I am not here bashing GLP-1s. I just want you to ask yourself some questions before you go on it. So I will see you in the next video.